my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Yo! Yeah! What up, what up? Okay then. What's good with you? Everybody, welcome to the program. You are now tuned in to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I am Lamont King, and we are now live. Let's go. Let's go. Man, if I was a football fan, I would be like, oh, shit. Washington, the WTF. It's funny because it's the Washington football team, but everybody say the WTFs because it just looks funny in print. So it's like the what the fucks beat the what the fucks beat Dallas Cowboys. But since I'm not a football fan, it means absolutely nothing. But salute to you and your team if they performed well yesterday. Dallas and DC is one of the weirdest rivalries, if you want to call it that. It can't be a rivalry if it's lopsided. So when, the old thing is when DC beats Dallas, that's like the joke is that was their Super Bowl. So there's that. I guess that happened. So I guess we're Super Bowl. The Washington team is Super Bowl champs for 2020 with an asterisk COVID era. All right, this is what we do each and every Monday through Friday. This is the program. Something like a podcast, trending topics, hilarious commentary, celebrity interviews, and interesting people. We're broadcasting live from the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad efficient.
Thank you, Lord Jamar. You know what I mean? Appreciate that. And you can find out more information about Drunken Fruit, our longest running sponsor, right here on the screen. Send them an email. They'll tell you all about it. Don't ask me nothing. All right. Yeah, we are 100% viewer sponsored, viewers supported by sponsors and viewers like you. You can feel free to jump in and subsidize our operation. Cash App, $ Lamont King 06 is open. Every time you just get some feel good. When you get some feel good, you get a funny, some thought provoking. You learn something. You know what I mean? Slide us a loose dollar, man. We'd appreciate it. Ain't too much. All right, as always, our Patreon is open. Patreon.com, Mr. Lamont King. That's where you get the full episodes and bonus clips. Good to see y'all, man. How's your weekend? Yeah. Peanut Gallery, what up? Mr. Clarkson, our executive producer on the technicals. Good to see y'all, West Coast. I see y'all. And John Watson, as always. Oh, it was yeah. Oh, okay. He said they won what WTF won the fucking game. Was it good at least? I don't know. I didn't, you know what, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. Unpopular opinion, full disclosure. I didn't even realize they were playing yesterday. I was that unplugged. But I saw something interesting this weekend though. I had it in my stories, but I think it's gone now. John Watson from All Fun and Games on Fridays. He invited me to go see Godfrey at the DC Improv, which is DC's comedy club, main comedy club. They had a thing called a pop-up comedy show at a place called Park Up DC. Now, Park Up DC, somebody's brilliant idea to have a a makeshift pop-up drive-in movie experience, right? Because of COVID. So all summer they've been doing movies. So what it is, it's an interesting, it's very fascinating. Like I wasn't even ready for what it was. I went just out of sheer curiosity, right? So Godfrey was the headliner. It's a comedy club with an all-star lineup. A couple heavyweights, Eddie Bryant, Paris Sachet, who have both been on this show. Wait a minute, clap for that. So what the Improv is doing, right? They got the, if you've been to Park Up DC that's the last time I said their name because they're not advertising. If you've been to that situation, it's like a makeshift drive-in movie in the parking lot, big ass parking lot of old RFK Stadium, right? So what you do is you buy your tickets. The tickets are per vehicle. So you can load in however many people you need to load in the vehicle. Shit, you can go rent a minivan. So you get in, they go to one parking lot and line you up and get you ready. And then when it's time to go, they funnel you through to another parking lot and everybody just side by side, old school movie theater joint. And it's this big makeshift, temporary screen situation and staging. So wherever you at, pretty much, if your vision is decent, you can see what's on the screen, right? So they did the comedy that way. And it was very simple. It was very ingenious. I'm trying to tell y'all, before COVID, man, comedy was the best business model. It has been for decades. For club ownership, and it's the best. But there's no overhead. All you do is pay the talent, pay them to get there, and have working audiovisual equipment, working sound. So anyway, so they had a stage and they had the big screen, maybe 2 stories, maybe 20-foot high, 50 feet wide situation, right? So they got the stage and they got the camera zoomed in on the talent, and then you see the talent on the screen. But this is the cold part. So this is how you hear it. So they tell you to turn. I guess they hijacked a frequency or bought the license to a radio frequency way down the dial, and crystal clear FM. You tune to that, and that's where the sound comes through. So you're in your car 2, 3, 4, 5 rows back. You see it on the screen. But in your car, depending on what vehicle you're driving, if you got the dope mobile, it's not gonna have the same experience. But if you on that big body date night, 2014 and above, if you in the SUV or something, or the family van with the double sliding doors, it's a great experience, right? Because the sound is just around you, so you're listening, you're seeing them off in the distance, but it's right there in the car. I was like, this is brilliant. This was their second one. They sold out the first one, 450 cars. 450 cars at upwards of $70 or more. I'll put it to you like that. Brilliant. So here's the thing though. I was like, all right, I don't get it. Here's the second cold part. I was like, how does the comedian has the energy? How who's laughing? So the people in their cars mash their horns and flick their lights. And when I tell you, it was the weirdest phenomena I've ever seen so far. And after maybe the third act, I actually got used to it. It was the weirdest thing. I actually got used to it. It's like if you could see like a post-apocalyptic movie, some futuristic movie where everything has gone wrong in the world, and this is the way entertainment. There's also some Mad Max shit. Like people was in their car. So I'm outside, right? So I'm outside by the stage because there was a little area for the comedians or whatever. So we over there socializing or whatever. So I can hear a little bit because there's monitors on stage, but I can't hear what you hear in the car. You hear in the car crystal clear, like the person is right next to you. So you're enjoying the full feeling. I'm outside watching the performer really, blah, blah, blah. How many of y'all ever been to a place and then it's like, meh, 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 meh. And I was like, that is weird. But the shit worked. And I wish I had the video. It might be still on my phone. I wish I had the video. I added a little bit piece of video, like 20 seconds or whatever, where you really could get the whole scheme of it all. But I was like, oh man, y'all got one with. I'm so mad at y'all. This is brilliant, and y'all gonna be taking money all winter. Cause all you got to do, and I this is how petty I am in my old age. I had a great suggestion because I was sitting there with some of the people who put it together, right? And full disclosure, they don't really mess with me, so I know I won't be ever invited. But I was in on the conversation. Everybody was real cordial and amicable or whatever, and they were talking about they don't know what's gonna happen when the weather changed. And in my head, I was like, all right, you know, you always got good ideas, but in your old age, you know when to not give them shits out, right? So I'm standing there. So they all walk away. So I talked to Ed. Y'all know Ed fam. So he was like, I don't know what they're going to do when it get cold. And I was like, they ain't going to do shit. I was like, put 2 big ass heaters on the stage. All they got to do is keep the talent warm. Everybody else in their car. If you ain't got running heat in your car, you don't need to be coming to the show. You don't need to be coming to the show. That's pretty much it. Like they gonna throw 2 big ass them joints at the nice club. You go to the nice club and it's the joint that look like the spaceship with the dome on it, and the actual, not the ones where they turn it on and it's like, ooh, not that one. I'm talking about the one with a flame shooting out the joint, and you on a lounge patio or some outdoor part after hours somewhere at a club, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of breezy. You're on the patio deck, and they got the flame joint, the blue flame joint. They'll get 2 of those. Keep your ass warm, because Godfrey was the headliner, and he had on like this 3/4, this skater parka, and he jumping around, whatever. Paris had a coat on, a full coat. Eddie B came out with the hazmat suit. I mean, the shit was a good show. It was a good show. I was shocked. I wish I could. Oh man. Let me see. Hold on. I wish I could show y'all this video, because I can tell a good story, but it's even more better if you've seen it. Is it in my stories or did I post it? Yeah, it's gone. It's in my stories. I wish I could have seen it. Anyway. John Watson can co-sign. Let's see. Yeah, the sound was real crispy, but I'm telling you. So here's the funny thing. I may get Paris back on here to talk about it, because she told me, she was like, I don't like it. And I was like, what you mean? I was like, this don't fly. She was like, nah, man, you're gonna have PTSD tomorrow. Trust me. And I was like, what? What is you talking about? She was like, it's no, times we live in it. She got real serious. She was like, the times we live in, man, nobody should be under that type of stress. And them horns and them lights, it's not good for your health. And I was like, what is you on, Paris? So she go up, then the next dude go up, then Eddie go up. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how it fit, John. I don't know how it feels in the car, but out there, I legit had a headache. I didn't even stay for Godfrey's whole set. I legit had a headache. It was weird. I mean, it's like, especially if you kill it. And Ed had a good set. Paris and Ed had a good set. Even the other dude, I didn't get his name. He had a good set. And so you literally in the car. Here's my thing. It's clutch date night, because remember the old time back in the day, we used to do the movie shit like the real way, back when we was teens or even younger, when you went with your parents, and we ain't buying no goddamn candy, so don't ask, and we came in there with the Ziploc bags with the cold fried chicken and the snacks from the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is perfect, because it's BYO everything. You just pay one flat rate for the car. Whoever's in the car, that's what the deal is. You could probably bring food and all that. So the experience is probably different on the inside of the car. But me being out there, you laughing. So when you sitting in the car and you laugh, you gotta like legit. And if you that person in a comedy club that go the extra with your laugh over the top, guess what you're gonna do in the car? You going over the top with your horn. So you mashing. You like So it was a lot of that. And then, like, for the cool people, because I was looking, like, I'm doing research, so I'm walking through the aisles or whatever. So I'm looking. So the cool cats, I don't feel like mashing my horn. You're funny, but because I'm trying to tell you, the same way you are in a comedy club, that's how you are at this pop-up. So if you're the one in the comedy clubs that's bougie and snooty with your laughs, you're gonna be this one. So they over there, they just doing the lights. You know what I'm saying? So they just doing it like, this looks funny. But instead of, because you gotta get the right hand action, or you got the, you got the high beam or whatever, wherever your high beam is, You know what I'm saying? You got the high. That's gonna be the new. I just made that up on the spot. That's gonna be the new when you that's new code word for fingering. Trying to hit that high beam. You know what I'm saying? Because it's right there on the side of the column, and you just hit that joint. You hit the high beam. But yeah, so Haynes, that's funny. He said, "Cut your lights off when they're bombing." So you know why that's funny? So I told Ed, we sitting there, we over there brainstorming and roasting and all shit off to the corner. And I was like, oh man. He was like, the horns can get annoying. I was like, nah, man, the horns is fine. It's when everybody just cut their car off, man. And you just see a whole parking lot of black cars, man. I said that too. So you great minds think alike. I don't know if you have a great mind. I'm just saying that. But anyway, but yeah, man, it was kind of dope. It was dope. It was a real, but the horns. The next day, I ain't gonna lie, I had to call Paris. I was like, yo, man, I'm hearing horns. B. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing horns. And yeah, so it's a thing. Let me see. Yeah. It was a good show, man. But you really could do anything, man. You could bring the liquor, the hot chocolate, it's something different. It's definitely something different. And like and here's the cold part, John. I see what you said. You let everybody know that you brought your daughter, right? And here's the cold part. A lot of us have mature kids where they could handle stuff like that, or even where, you would want to be the first to introduce them to that type of environment. You couldn't do it at the comedy club. That's what's so cold about it. You couldn't do it because that's one of them 21 and up joints. But they wasn't going through cars and checking ID. So you could really have a family out there. Yeah, you talk on it yourself. Because I thought it was a hold on, let me bring John on. I didn't know what situation you was in, so that's why I ain't really. But welcome back to the program. We'll speak on it. But yeah, I was like, that's dope because you get to bring your young one and just be on some chill shit with dad. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't take her to the DC Improv.
Nah. So real quick, I know it's not my normally scheduled program.
Whatever.
So the funny part was, one, it was cool. Like as an audience person, it was cool because you're in the car, the sound is good, and all of that, right? The horn honking thing, I was one of those dudes at first, like I had to get used to it because I'm laughing.
Right.
Like, oh damn, let me hurry up and remember this.
Yeah.
Give a little toot.
The honks was coming
give it a little
beginning. They was coming late. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you laugh and you don't think about it. But when I was saying like it was cool, I brought my daughter, brought my daughter Shorty with me. And we in the car laughing, but I just said tell Paris specifically because her act was the one act like I told my daughter about before. I said, it's gonna be some adult conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, it's gonna be at least one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be look, you're hanging with the adults tonight, so it is what's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
How did she react to it? Was that her first time?
Like, she laughed it off. You know what I'm saying? Like she laughed it off, but. Because Paris was like, I ain't gonna give her brag, but
yeah.
She went,
raunch off the break. Yeah.
And I was like, well, here goes the one. But you know what? We laughed it off. It was fun, man. Like real, like if you would ever be a part of something like that, or from that perspective, we had a ball.
Oh yeah,
a little cooler, had a little some wine in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people I'm sure had food or whatever. People was out there lighting up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a whole move. It was
a dope concept. And it's very dark too. Like in the parking lot it's dark. So it's like driving like the old school in the movies, it's a drive-in for real.
Yeah, it's literally like a drive-in.
Yeah.
Literally like a drive-in. And like pretty much everybody, like you say, everybody pretty much crushed. Like like Eddie came out, son. I was laughing off break.
Yeah, with the hat.
Eddie came out in a full the white hazmat zip up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Spraying Lysol or whatever. That joint was hilarious.
And he struggled to get out the joint. So when he got off stage, he was like, "I ain't doing that no more." I was like, "No, you're doing that every time.
Right." What are you doing? And the struggle was part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was even comedic within itself, even though he probably wasn't doing that on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
he was really trying to get out.
I know you can see it, but it's like, oh, that's funny because he's struggling to get out the joint. You know what I'm saying?
I told him to put he had like a all days patch on. I said, nah, you got to do like the old racing jackets. Put all the patches all over the hazmat joint, like it's a cool uni.
Nah, that joint worked, man.
Yeah,
it did work. Nah, we had a good time, man. That joint was legit.
Yeah, that was a good look. I'm glad you pointed it out because it wasn't even on my radar.
Oh, yeah. Nah, and I went last minute on top of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just like decided last minute.
You told me he was coming weeks ago, but I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, like
I had no clue.
Yeah, I saw it coming and I was like, nah, because I mean, I support, because Godfrey's one of my favorite acts. You know what I mean? So I support him intermittently, and I had caught he did an online joint not too long ago, to like little $10, on a Sunday. I watched that, and that was like, yeesh.
Yeah.
That was the joint I told you his opening that got booed off of Zoom.
He had to just get up.
So he was like, he was doing his last joke, son, and they was like, he said something about it was supposed to be a flip, but he started it off with, that's why it's hard to date black women. They was like, nope, nope. Everybody turned their mic on. Everybody turned their mic. Was like, nope.
No.
He was like, no, you gotta go. He was like, nah, but just let me. He's like, no. They was like, no. And he's like, all right, well, click. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But, so like, point being, I was like, I want to see another Godfrey show. Yeah.
So
I was like, you know what? Let me mess with it. And
now,
it was legit.
Now, was it the same material?
None.
Really?
Not a drop.
Oh, he's tough.
Not a drop.
Yeah, he's tough.
The only thing I'll say, like, his only that what I would call like signature, like I knew he was about to roll. That Melania joke he did a Melania joke at the end.
Okay.
It's like a 10-second joke. So it's not even like it was like a whole, like the last 3 minutes I knew what was about to happen. It was like a little quick 10-second, this is probably how I'm gonna end it. But like everything else, I'd never heard before. And I just saw him on an online joint. And
that's good. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough one. That's hard to do. That's hard to do.
Nah, he got hours, kid. He got hours on.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Word.
All right, Jack. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I get with you.
Yep.
John Watson from the Friday Show, All Fun and Games. Put me on to the pop-up. But yeah, man. All right, so there it is. That was that weekend. Hey, so also John, a couple weeks ago, I don't know if y'all watched, he walked us through his ballot joint. So that's why I titled today Nekkid Ballots, man, because I just did mine. And when I tell you, so a couple weeks ago, John was walking us on the show, walking us through doing the ballot or whatever, and I had every intention of ordering a mail-in ballot and then going to drop it off, right? So, it hadn't came by the time he did that. So I was like, all the stuff that he was saying, I was like, I wonder what what's that? Blah blah blah. How does that work? Man, I got the joint and I set up my desk and everything, man. I sat it and pulled it out and I separated the English from the Spanish because I didn't want to make no mistake. I was nervous as I don't know what. I was nervous as hell filling out that ballot. I thought it was going to be more to it. I did some research online and it was like a lot of some of your local stuff won't be on this one. And I was kind of like, what does that even mean? But they did have the judges. They didn't have the school board. I thought the school board was going to be on there. And I know a couple of people on my local school board too. I should get them on the show. But yeah, I was nervous, man. And now I'm even more nervous because I went and got the black ink pen because I heard people say if you don't use black, it don't count. But I had this fountain pen and the joint started bleeding to the other side of the page. Like after the third dot, I was like, flipped it over. I was like, oh shit. And it to the first glance, it looked like marks on the other side of the paper where it shouldn't be. So they was like, if any marks is on this, it's not gonna count out. So I'm like, so I got to walk the joint down there now and ask questions because I heard there's big games being played at these polls, big games already, locally, nationally, people setting fire. We talked about a story last week, and then there was one today where a dude threw the lighter in the joint. They caught him, no, they charged him. He threw the lighter in the mail-in, the drop-off ballot box, and they were saying it was 122 in there, and they could recover 87. That's 50 ballots gone. Hey man, it's real out here. They in Maryland, Anne Arundel County. Somebody sent me a little screenshot where the lady was like, "Hey man, voter intimidation is real in Anne Arundel County. They tried to do with Trump flags, tried to hit me walking through the parking lot." That's what the lady said. She said they're intimidating in the parking lot, and this is in Maryland. Now, granted, we got a Republican governor, but we know how Maryland is. You know what I mean? That action ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to see that outright here. So yeah, man. So what I want to do real quick, and I found a dynamite resource that helped me calm down because here's let me walk you through it before I do that. Because I want to open the phone line to I want to hear about your early voting experience. Today was the first day in many places. So if you did it, I want to hear how your experience went. But so while I'm filling out the ballot, I'm like, man, I get to the judges section. This was funny to me. So they had 6 names, 5 spots. And I was like, do I want bullshit and just ignore this? I said, I ain't guessing. Too much is at stake. I said, but how will I know? Because I know usually when you walk to the polls, you got the people vote yes on question A and vote no on 1B. And here, have you heard about our candidate? And you get a chance to read while you're walking up. And you're like, oh, I don't even know. No, I don't agree with that shit. Oh, you was the one that did that? And then you throw them away before you go in there. But sitting at home, I don't have that information. So I happened across this clutch resource, man. I'm going to share it with y'all. If you have not voted already, to be informed, it's called ballotready.org. When I tell you clutch a mundo, baby. So this is what I did. This is wild, man. This is the times we living in, man. So this is what I did. So I went to ballotready.org, right? And you can search by state. Wait a minute. What y'all talking about, Jay? Oh, Jay Lee says there won't be a concrete decision for president until January. I don't know. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Coach Ken, damn, I planned on voting at the school I coach at in Anne Arundel County. I might need to stay in PG. Yeah. I don't know where you're supposed to go and how that works. But yeah, they said it was wild up there this morning. All right, Kevin. All right, Kevin Hughes. All right, so I'm glad you said that because this is what I'm talking about. I be going for women and or black folks or whatever minority sounding names if I don't know anyone. All right, so listen, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was ready to be on. But the names, I couldn't tell from the name. It was like 2 or 3 names. It was like, okay, that's obvious. But then you get to profiling because we've been dealing with so much this last year and this last few years. I was profiling hard as shit on the names in the privacy of my own home. And if I'm doing it, everybody doing it. I'm looking, but I seen the African name. I'm like, damn, man, an African judge, man, they don't really give a shit about black people with American ballots. Like, nah, man, but it was 6 names, 5 spots. So anyway, I found this site. Let's check this out. It's called ballotready.org, right? Super resource. You can put in your address and it'll tell you all the candidates, where they stand, and give you a sense of how to go. So here you go. You got the president, of course, easy. We know what we're doing there. Of course, they got the Green Party, Libertarian, and the bum ass bread and roses. That's gonna be the title of my next comedy CD. Bread and roses. Like who are y'all? Who even knows what y'all doing? All right, so the House of Representatives, right? So you can see that. I'm in Maryland, 5th Congressional District, then local candidates, school board and all that. I didn't see that on my ballot, so I don't understand what that's about. I got questions. I've really got questions. But anyway, so the judicial candidates. All right, here we go. 7th Circuit Court. All right, so I get to the site. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I see what it is. So 6 is 5 spots, 6 names, right? So let's take a look. April. All right, I'm gonna check April. This is me in the privacy of my own home. No scrutiny, no judgment, right? This is me profiling. I'm being transparent with y'all. All right. Watanja, you getting that? You getting selected. All right. Sharon. Yeah, you're going to get that. Okay. So then I say, all right, 3 down. So then I said, oh, I can't even tell what you is. Oh, Gladys. Nonpartisan, you're going to get that. All sisters, right? Off the break. All sisters. So then I get to Kathy, right? And I was like, I don't know Kathy, right? I like this is the tricky part. I'm not sure. Kathy looks like a Karen. I'm profiling. Don't judge. I don't need your scrutiny. I'm profiling in the privacy of my own home. This is the world we live in. I've been trained this way. Don't blame me. Blame the system. Kathy is too close to being a Karen, and you don't need Karens in the courts. And y'all about to get Amy in Supreme Court. So I was like, nah, I don't know, Kathy. I don't know. So now it's coming down to one spot, two people. So I go to Jared, right? And I'm trying to tell y'all, this is what I actually did today. So I look at Jared and I was like, oh man, Jared, I don't know, man. I don't know if I show up in your courtroom, if you gonna give me the benefit of the doubt, Playboy. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust it. Like, this is scary because I don't know no background on none of these people. But this website is so clutch and torch. This is what I did. So I was like, oh, Jared. Oh, Jared got a Facebook page. Oh, let's go to Jared's Facebook page. Let's see what so wait a minute, it opened a new window, so I gotta share that with y'all. So I go to Jared's Facebook page, and this is what happened. And this is how the decision was made. Y'all gonna like this. Hold on. So I get to Jared Facebook page and I say, oh, Jared. Okay, then. I went to Jared. That's there it is. Because Jared was loud and proud about celebrating Juneteenth. And there it is. There it is. So don't judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? He got a MAGA face, but he know how to play the game on Facebook. So he won the sweepstakes. And that's how I did it. So hey, I found out later if I was wrong, but Jared all the way, baby. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You fall for the okie doke, banana in the tail bite. We don't know. So all right. So I see some of y'all doubting. So I had further research because I ain't no dummy neither. But you go to the pictures of what you involved in, what you want, fam, what you into. And I'm like, oh, you into it with the blacks for real. Like you be with them. You know what I'm saying? You be on some community service with them. I'm like, oh, you be with the coloreds. So I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. Oh, Jared. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Jared gets to vote then. He gets to vote then. So that's how that went. So I say all that to say, it's crazy times we live in, and that it comes down to that. And, looks and presentation. Hey, that's the world we live in, man. Don't judge. But I profiled based on the information given on the site, and it helped me out. So I don't like going in there and just like bing, bing, bing and guessing, especially on the judges and this. This is how bad I am. That the question A and the 270-800 million in borrowed bonds to fix the streets and all that. I don't know enough. I'm not smart enough, and I haven't done the research to know if that's going to benefit me or not. Because I think half the time y'all lying anyway. So like on a couple of them, I didn't even hit the bubble. So be that as it may, this allowed me to do research in a way that I couldn't do before, and I think I made some good decisions. So check out this website. It's called Ballot. Mr. Clarkson, if you're still around, if you could, I meant to write it, but I did not. It's called ballotready.org. And that will help you not turn in Nekkid ballots. So let me write it. I think I may be able to write it from here. Ballot ready. I see some of y'all asking. .org. It's a dope site. It really is. Ballotready.org. All right. So yeah, man. What y'all talking about? I went to Jared. Yeah, that was funny. I think I nailed that one. That was worth $1. Yeah, so no Nekkid ballots, man. And also, but what I didn't see was, I remember talking to John saying you had to put your ballot in an envelope and then put that envelope in another envelope. I didn't have no another envelope. So I had the ballot in the envelope, you sign it, seal it. I ain't have no another envelope. So when I go to drop it off, I hope that I got everything I needed. So I don't know, man. All right. So yeah, there was that. I did that today. So that was interesting. But yeah, let me put the number back up. If anybody went and experienced it today or over the weekend or whatever within the last, wherever you at, I'm gonna bring you up, jump on the show live. Let's go live. Just call the direct number. And I want to hear about your experience. All right. So moving on. I don't know if y'all caught, have y'all been watching Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson? One of the coldest podcasts out right now. Merely because of Mike Tyson. If there ever was a real one left, it would be Mike. I don't know what happened to the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight. I heard Roy Jones backed out, but Mike Tyson right now is enjoying a newfound position as a elder statesman on a myriad of topics, and he's enjoyable to listen to, whether you agree or disagree with any of his positions. Just hearing his take on the world and you know the way he speaks from a painful, dark, and emotional place, and how he has conversations with others is like must-see television. God damn it! So recently, Lil Boosie, fresh off of the Vlad TV exodus, was on there recently. Some clips came out, and two of these clips have been making their rounds. And I was like, nah, I got to play this. So apparently, I give you a little context. I didn't see the whole thing. Boosie is very, very known for being he's firm in his stance against homosexuality as a lifestyle. I'll say it like that. I don't paint it no other way. That's just, he's firm in his stance, and he's very vocal about it, and he catches a lot of flack for it online. So Tyson was asking, you know, really straightforward and poignant questions, and Boosie, who's a real, you know, let him tell it, you know, Southern gangster. He done beat like 8 murder charges. He did a little bit of time, you know, he stayed with the shooters. And, you know, Mike Tyson, even at 54 years old, still has a way of just striking a reverence in people for whatever reason. And people are just different around him. And Boosie is no different. So listen to this first one. He's pretty much asking him, you know, why is it your business, you know, about gay people? Like, what's your issue? And Boosie, when you watch this clip, his whole tone and demeanor is different from any other interview that I have seen with him. And I thought this was classic. And Mike just sitting there puffing. I don't know if he puffing a cigar or some weed, but he on some boss type. Let's take a listen. Let's watch it together.
Fucking gay motherfuckers, homos, and faggots.
No. A lot of times I need to shut the fuck up. It's just.
Why don't you?
I don't know. Man.
Why don't you?
Why do you say things about person that might be a homosexual? Why do you say that about them? Do you feel the possibility that you're a homosexual and you by disrespect them, you further yourself from being a homosexual, or thinking you may like homosexuals?
Nah. I'm straight as an arrow. I'm just saying, you know.
I'm not saying you are, but why do you have? If you're straight, why do you? I really
commented on the Dwayne Wade situation because I got offended because it's a child. You know, that's why I really got offended. You know, and that's why I really said if it was a
gay motherfuckers, homos, and faggots.
No. A lot of times I need to shut the fuck up. It's just.
Why don't you?
I don't know, man. It'd be hard.
Why don't you?
Why do you say things about person that might be a homosexual? Why do you say that?
So he's really, if you know anything, if you've seen Boosie in previous interviews, that's not his demeanor. Like Mike Tyson is, like Kevin said, the realest on the entire internet at this moment. Mike Tyson is the realest. And so to see Boosie in that way, where he's usually so over the top, it just it speaks to how people revere and in awe of Mike Tyson. But he was making a good point. And the internet is frying Boosie because he talking about he really only had an opinion when it came to D Wade because he felt like, you know, that's a form of child abuse. But he also, this is from the same person who said he taught his young sons about sex by having a stripper come in there and you know, service them up when they was like 14, 15. So people on social media is like, what are you talking about? Are you a complete oxymoron and hypocrite? So anyway, that was that one. But I want to show y'all this one. This is the other one that got a little bit more deep. And I thought this was dope. He was talking about respect, and Tyson kind of went on this rant, but you could tell like Tyson is a very introspective type of cat and he's been through a lot. You can just tell. So I thought this was interesting. Let's watch this. I thought this was kind of dope. Let's watch it.
What you do for me? That's what I go on my respect for. Like, what the fuck do you do for me to get respect? You know what I'm saying?
What do you do to him to get respect?
I think he's talking about his son or a friend of his. Let's run it back. Here we go.
What you do for me? That's what I go on my respect for. Like, what the fuck do you do for me to get respect? You know what I'm saying?
What do you do to him to get respect?
I'm there for him. His kids go to jail, I got him. I feed him. I bond him out. Anybody, I'm there for him.
Do you expect something back from doing that?
No, I just want my niggas not to turn. Just don't flip on me. I'm gonna put us in position to get the money. I don't want them to flip. And a lot of times that shit.
All right, watch this jewel right here.
Listen, let me explain this to you. I'm older than you, right?
Yeah.
54. You can't pay nobody not to flip. It's in their soul to flip. It's in their DNA to flip it. They're not tough enough for this.
Yeah.
This is like me. I can't buy friends, nigga. I don't like myself, so I gotta buy somebody. I don't think somebody's gonna like who I am, so I hide who I am, and I pay people money. I see they like money. They like how I look. They like the cars I drive, the houses I have. I pay for that shit because I'm insecure. I'm afraid they won't like me if they know who I really am and the shit I really do or the shit I really like that might be weird to them.
Stuck. Stuck.
How would you like somebody to know who you really are? You want to tell them. You really want to tell people who you are, but something's holding you back. That's why you do it in such a crazy way. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's something you want people to know.
God.
But you don't like it about yourself and you hope they don't judge you.
Got him.
I mean, it's who I am. I'm everything. I mean, it's who the fuck I am, and I'm not ashamed of who I am. But it bothers me that I'm that way. Does that make sense? I'm not ashamed of who I am, but it bothers me that I'm that way.
And don't look around.
Why am I that way? I got an image of something that's just totally not what that is not about.
He talked to his friends
too. A fucking contradiction and lie to myself, both a contradiction and a lie. To what I represent, that is, to what do I look like, the heavyweight former champ, and this is what former champs represent. Whatever manlyhood is for my fist. That's just who we are. America's that way. That's why I'm that way.
Bars.
We take what we want. America takes what they want, and that's the same toxic energy that guys that are immature and insecure we feed on. The toxic masculinity. Hide who I really am.
That's the cough.
Keep it real, nigga. We respect them niggas that are killing. So when we see them, we don't think of nothing negative to them because we want to be that image. We want people to feel the way we feel to feel about us the way we feel about him. Fear.
Yeah.
We want people to fear us. I come from a place where I want fear. Look at my career. I thrived off of fear because I was afraid. I wanted people to fear me.
Man, did you wait a minute? Did you hear that last part though? How he closed? I wanted people to fear me because I was afraid. Man, he had the whole room shook. The two other his partners, Boosie partners, was like, how did I get in this? I just rode to, I wanted to meet Mike. How I get into this? Man, that's heavy. Heavy, no answers. And no answers for Tyson's truth. He said, I didn't like myself. I pay people to be around. If I don't like me, so I pay you to be around because I know you're not going to like me if you knew who I was. And I know who I am. And I still don't give a fuck because I know who I am. I'm not ashamed anymore. So I be that. It's weird. I was like, wow. That's crazy. Shout out to Mike, man. Now, when people say, when they use the phrase living in their truth, like I don't see all that other stuff. I see that. Like Mike Tyson is literally living in his truth. Like, yeah. So that's hot boxing. It's called hot boxing with Mike Tyson. Let me go back real quick. A cutie pie, I need you to clear up something. You said my ballot won't count because why? I need to know this before I walk up there. You said you saw it on WUSA Channel 9 that mine will be invalid because of what? Because which part? Because I don't have that extra envelope? Well, I don't have that extra envelope. So I need you to jump in there and finish that statement because you got me nervous now. Ain't playing no games. All right, call in 347-391-4368. If you got an experience, if you went early voting, I want to hear about your experience. How was it? How did it go? Anybody. It's all good. You need both envelopes. They didn't come with two. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I tore it open. I tore the main one. It didn't come with two. See, you're going to have me, you know what? All right, we're going to run an investigation after this show because I need that. I don't want to do no games. Anyway. So, yeah, I want to hear any experience, 347-391-4368. All right, moving on. Some other wow stuff. So your man, Jared Kushner, man, at it again. All right, two stories I want to get to y'all before we leave about it. First of all, there's the Baltimore City, the election director. All right, he said some wild shit. All right, let's on a lighter note. I don't even know you can call this lighter. So I don't have the actual where he said it. There was video, but this is just a tweet from someone responding, a high profile individual. All right. So apparently your man, black dude, Baltimore City election director, Armstead. First of all, you can't trust a dude first name Armstead. Just not going to do it. Armstead Jones says the biggest problem he's witnessed today is senior citizens trying to cut in line. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. You think it, don't say it. He said people had their chance to vote via mail and skip the line. Just because you've had two hips replaced. Or no, he asked the question. Just because you've had two hips replaced? I've had two hips replaced. Hey, my man, nah, fam, that's not what we doing, man. We're not doing that. You don't question seniors doing nothing. Trying to skip the line. So the 80-year-olds, you gonna be like, nah, you can't. Now back up. You know what I'm saying? They done been through multiple civil rights movements, man. Stop playing, dude. So people on his head on social media, they calling for him to step down, be fired, all of that. That's completely inappropriate. I don't know what larger context that was said in or what he saw or who he was talking about. I don't know if they were elderly Trumpers or elderly ADOS. I don't know. But you in that position, you can't say shit like that. Nah, man. All right, moving on. So here's another one. This will be the last one. So your man Jared Kushner at it again. I don't know if y'all heard what he said today. Again, I ain't breaking news. You can find this on every news cycle and every platform and outlet. So a little bit of context. He giving, he's stumping and trying to defend Trump's record with Black Americans, with the blacks. Trump's record with the blacks. And so this is what he had to say. Or a portion of what he had to say.
And again, one thing we've seen in a lot of
and again, make sure we get all of it and you can see it in all of his glory, in all of his pasty glory. Make sure y'all can see that. All right, it's real quick.
And again, one thing we've seen in a lot of the black community, which is mostly Democrat, is that President Trump's policies are the policies that can help people break out of the problems that they're complaining about, but he can't want them to be successful more than they want to be successful. And again, one thing we've seen in a lot of the black community, which is mostly Democrat, is that President Trump's policies are the policies that can help people break out of the problems that they're complaining about, but he can't want them to be successful more than they want to be successful. And again, one thing we've seen in a lot of the black community, which is mostly Democrat, is that President Trump's policies are the policies that can help people break out of the problems that they're complaining about, but he can't want them to be successful more than they want to be successful.
Oh, you got to stop it, Jared. Jared, you got to stop. You got to stop, man. You're a madman on the loose, man. You got to. Man, who's gassing these people up, man? Who putting these batteries in these backs? First of all, You making a grand assumption. Most black people are Democrat. I don't know if you're even in a position to make that assumption or make that statement, whether it's true or not. And then the audacity to be like Trump's policies are the best policies to help black people get out of this situation. Well, what? Curious, do tell. What is that situation, and how did it become that? How did it become such? And he wants to help. He's trying to help, but you gotta want to help yourself. Are you kidding me? Is that the bootstrap dog whistle 2020? Are you kidding me? The bootstrap argument is so flawed is because none of your ancestors had bootstraps. They weren't even wearing boots. They were literally walking on the backs of the people that were working for them. They didn't have to pull themselves up. There's no amount of it's so tiring when, like, to argue any point with people of his ilk that make these statements and these take these positions. It's like, it's tiring because the only way to counter the argument is oddly enough, weirdly enough, it's like with history. And it becomes exhausting when you gotta give a history lesson just to counter somebody's bullshit point. And in doing so, you gotta lay out facts. And if they have not researched or studied that history, then that history won't be the facts won't resonate with them because they're not familiar. So the whole bootstrap argument is so tired is because they've had an absolute transfer of generational wealth that was created literally on the backs of someone else. So generation die, new one born, generation die, new one born, generation die, new one born. And the wealth is systematically transferred over and over and over and over and over again. Where it makes it seem like, oh, my granddaddy, he came over here with $200 in his pocket from Germany or Italy or whatever, and he was able, and my grandparents, they in the South, great grandparents, and they built up, they had small business, and they were able to, all that. That's fluff though. That's not bootstrapping. You were able to steal and build wealth off of stolen land. You're able to steal and build wealth off of free labor. You were able to steal and build wealth off of loan guarantees, property. I could just go down the list, and I'm not even a scholar. Like, this is just from general reading. So to have in 2020 to sit up there and be like, y'all gotta want to help yourself. Are you kidding me? What do you mean? You think we just out here like, hey fam, like, hey man, I would ask for y'all help, but I ain't tripping. Whatever you got is fine. I'll take it. Are you kidding me? Man. All right. So I hate to end on that, but there it is. Look at the time. I got to figure out this ballot situation. I appreciate y'all. There it is, the end of the show, y'all. Something like a podcast. And for those that are asking, our elder, word from an elder, hi dad, he's working on a book, man. So that's taking a lot of his time and energy. Actually putting together a composite of stories from the old days. So that's what's happening with that. He'll be back very, very shortly with jokes and notes. All right, let me jump into the on the way out the peanut gallery. See what y'all talking about. I was beginning in an argument, 10-year arguments. Mr. Clarkin says, I will always begin and end all arguments with the 10-year arguments of America, 1776 to 1786. I would like to hear that. Maybe we get that on this week. Let's see. Y'all talking about the electrical car. Coach getting one of his favorite cars. Oh, Coach Ken, I like it. It's all right to tell a man to lift himself by his own bootstraps, but it is cruel just to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself up by his bootstraps. Yeah, that's true. All right. So anyway, so nobody called in. So I guess y'all all had favorable and pleasant experiences at the polls with early voting. So shout out to that. That's a good deal. I guess we'll talk about it more this week as well. because you should be if you haven't already. And I'm gonna go fix my situation so I can go down there and be on the right side of history. You feel me? You feel me? All right, y'all be safe. Hopefully, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. 6 to 7 tomorrow, East Coast time. Same right here. Something like a podcast, man. And Roland Martin, I know you had a lot to say, but we ran out of time. So we'll try to get you in at some point this week. Stay patient, stand back, and stand by. I appreciate you.